Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades, and last time we had a successful run with the shield for the first time ever. So this time around what we're trying to do is have our first successful run with the spear. We've definitely tried it several times, but new this time around is the aspect of Achilles. I've never given it a shot before, so we'll see how this one goes. Means that after we special, we can dash back to our spear in some kind of raging rush and get some damage after that. So I have no idea what to expect from that. Makes me a little bit nervous because it makes me feel like we're going to be dashing straight into danger and that could cause some trouble. So for that reason, I threw on the owl pendant for Athena's blessings because I think that getting something like the Athena dash could be very helpful, giving ourselves some deflect when we're dashing into the crowd.
You bear my owl pendant, noble cousin. Wherever it should go, I faintly see it shimmer from afar, even where you reside. For owls see in total darkness, after all.
Alright, so my hope is that we get this dash here. Yeah, I don't necessarily know that the rarity matters all that much. It's not so much the damage that I'm going for as much as it's the deflect. So I'm hopeful that'll work out. See, there's the dash and the battle rush for you. So we get bonus damage after we do that rush. As for just how significant that will end up being, I don't know. We'll see what kind of other things are useful in tandem with that. I have no idea. So, playing this one with, well, I mean, bit of a guess here. Trying to figure out what could work. So, we'll see. We'll see what our options are. Other than that dash, I really don't know what the best kind of build, so to speak, would be. So, fingers crossed. We'll find ourselves getting something good here. And also, you know, like, getting the spear back probably be nice. So when we do have that extra damage, we'll have that static-y effect around us. I'm assuming we can't carry that over into an additional room. And wondering if, since we have just our dash ability, I'm not sure that upgrading that is terribly relevant to us. Let's try altering this. And yeah, okay, sure, getting some ovals I think is at least a little bit more valuable to us. I was really thinking we were going to be able to take you out in one hit there. Oh, dashing into a trap. That's an interesting one. I did not really anticipate that happening. And also, threw me for a little bit of a loop there. I think we can still, yeah, we can still attack immediately after the cast. It'll just summon our spear back to us. So, I suppose we don't need to dash into enemies like that every single time, because yes, already I'm seeing it taking some damage in the process, and that one was me being sloppy. So, I think that it's going to be a bit of a balancing act, trying to find the times when that is useful and times when it's unnecessary. I thought I might have heard something in addition to just the rooms opening here, but maybe not. Okay, so in for some darkness where we could restore a little bit of HP. That's probably something we'd like to do after taking a bit of damage there. So maybe do a little bit more on the casting front, and just other types of spear attacks and specials in hopes of not getting hit every single time we try to use the special. Get our bloodstones back. Yeah, like these rooms with the traps right in the middle of them does perhaps make it a little bit more difficult to hold off, but we're learning. We're learning, at the very least. Then we have Dionysus. Nothing else in here. So, I think with the spear, we're generally going to have pretty big, slow attacks. Dionysus typically is better for little quick attacks so that you can stack up multiple rounds of hangover. So this might not be a great fit. I feel like, let's try altering this as well. I want to be a little bit more aggressive with that this time, because I think it's been a while since I tried doing much of that room changing there. So a heart is maybe not as significant, or doesn't feel as significant, doesn't feel as big. Because boons typically cost 150, whereas hearts usually cost 125. We're just thinking about what it would cost us from an oval standpoint at one of Charon's shops. So in that regard, maybe you can make the case that it's slightly worse, but I still think that Dionysus is maybe not the right fit for this build here. Again, I really don't know, so I'm just guessing. But now we can go with either a shop or a key room. Let's see what we have at this well here. We could guarantee chaos. I think it's, whenever it's early in the run like this, that's a pretty good time to make that happen. Because then, when we do have the downsides of the chaos effect, it's at least going up against relatively simple enemies. Ones that we're not too concerned about in Tartarus. So, let's take that. And then that means that we do still have 150, so we could theoretically pick up a boon from Charon, but not much above and beyond that. So, yeah, let's go. let's go with the shop. He's not terribly enticing, I don't think. So we hope for something good here. Oh, and the hammer would have been fantastic if we could have afforded it. Hold on. We're 1 oboe away. Tell me there's another golden urn in here. You wouldn't do that to us, would you?
Flows infamously through the underworld, offering the boatman Charon expeditious travel from the realm of mortals to the lowest depths, where many of their shades reside forever.
Too bad I can't just take the ferry to the surface.
Yeah, you sure, Charon, you don't want to just take us up? That'd be really convenient. Yeah, this, as much as I would love to have this hammer, could be really nice to pick one up this early. Of course, they can be really strong. Unfortunately, it does appear as though we will be 1 oboe, precisely 1 oboe away. So, I suppose that means we're going for the random boon here, and it will be some Artemis.
Paid the boatman's ransom here, and whatever price he charged you, it was worth it.
I hope so. I hope you're right. We'll see. So we can have her cast, her call, or a little bit of crit from any type of damage that we deal. I don't know. We don't have much of anything other than just the dash at the moment. Where would we most like to see Artemis? Maybe with the cast. Let's go with that. Then we could pick up the key. I don't think that's a huge deal there. Let's just save the oboes because we saw that, yeah, could have used a few more. Of course, if we did not go with the Chaos Gate, then we would have been okay. We would have been able to afford hammer upgrade there. So, does make you wonder. Get rid of these. Just bloodstones here. So hopefully, the Chaos Gate is worthwhile. I guess in many ways you could say that we traded a Chaos Gate for a hammer in that regard. Unknowingly, but that's what ended up happening. So, fingers crossed that this one is worthwhile. Come on. There we go. That enemy can be tough, so I'm grateful that we didn't take too much damage there.
This time, has she? No matter. With her blessing of my own, you shall be nigh unstoppable.
I hope so. We'll see. Okay, so Zeus's Aid, it is epic rarity. That is standing out a bit. Otherwise, revenge damage. That is a lot of revenge damage, and I was wondering, given how, at least in theory, we're going to be dashing into the middle of enemies quite often, you might find that we're getting hit more often than usual, so having revenge damage might be better than it normally would be. Having a strong special would also be very nice, but I wonder what would be the best fit in terms of special, because that is the thing that is most directly impacted by the aspect that we took. And would we like something that is hard-hitting, but maybe on the slower side, like we were saying, Dionysus, we deliberately passed on that because it seemed like probably not going to be attacking quickly enough to stack up multiple rounds of those hangovers effectively. So what is the opposite of Dionysus? I'm thinking maybe Ares? As for Zeus, I think that it's a little bit different in that it is also a pretty low upfront damage option, but it does allow us to get a little bit more area of effect, taking out multiple enemies simultaneously. But would we rather maximize the damage against one enemy? Perhaps? So I think maybe on this occasion, let's go for, I mean, an epic aid is very nice, but I think we're going to see plenty of options with aid, and so maybe we do go with the revenge damage here. Normally I would say that it's probably the worst of those boons there, but I'm specifically trying to tailor something to the type of aspect that we're using right now. So this could very well be a mistake, but we'll see. Hopefully we can make it work either way. The Chaos, what do you have for us?
Eventually you spawn your own offspring. I recommend maintaining some infinite distances with them in space and time. Even if they are most tiresome, there always seems to come a point when one wishes to be in their presence once again.
Oh, that's sweet, I guess. I mean, yeah, our family dynamic has been perhaps a little bit tense as of late between our father. Let's see, next 4 encounters face more foes, but afterwards your dash strike deals more damage. Ooh. Does attacking following up with our special count as a dash strike? I mean, there is a dash involved after we rush over to our spear, but I'm not sure if that counts. That might be a good one, though. If it does, that'd be great. Next 4 encounters, our max life goes down, but afterward we deal more damage striking foes from behind. How much control are we going to be able to have over that? We could try to make a deliberate point of making that happen. Otherwise, our dash has less range, but afterward we gain more coins. That, I mean, after being 1 coin away from getting the hammer upgrade earlier, that on some level does also tempt me. Does seem like one that the earlier you pick it up, the better, and so getting it as early as Tartarus could be pretty significant. So that is also something that is intriguing. None of these feel like they are far and away better than the others. Maybe we do go with this. Let's give it a shot. Chaos says it's acceptable, so sure. Oh, and immediately go into a fountain area. And a little bit of gems, and we do still have, especially after going into the Chaos room, a little bit of damage that we had taken there, so not bad. Brings us back up to full, and now would we rather darkness or keys? I think maybe we go with the darkness. I know we're on full life, so we don't need the life restoring part of it. Oh, hold on.
Let's see if you can live through this.
Okay. Bring it on. For the challenge, survive for 45 seconds. We can do it, right? I hope so. Okay, and this is maybe a good test as to what the best course of action is with our weapons here. And, well, I'm already feeling like maybe I don't have a great sense. So, when to do our casts, when to do our special, when to do our spin attacks or dash attacks, all that stuff. Seems like with this weapon, it's a bit of a different dynamic. I mean, as we were talking about before, it's going to take some getting used to. Hopefully, we'll get better at it as time goes on. Oh, yeah, I mean, there might have been a cold nerve that might have actually been what Zyrus was responding to. But I do think that we gain coins based on how many enemies we take out there. So, from a coin standpoint, that should be helpful. We did take a reasonable amount of damage. So we will restore some here. There is a trove. It is a life trove, which would probably be helpful here. We do have Sisyphus next, which is also tempting. I'd say we do the trove, and then if we find that we still need more life, we might go the life route with Sisyphus. But we can gauge that, again, once we see just how much we end up with. Let's charge up one of these, maybe. Try to get rid of multiple people simultaneously. Oh, you did manage to trap me, though. So this is an interesting one, with it being a life trove, and that, of course, we'd like to go quickly, but if we take damage, then that also means that the trove is perhaps not as worthwhile. Because the entire purpose of it was to heal, but we do get to max HP here. So that does mean going into Sisyphus' room, we should be able to take something other than life. Just want to do a quick check here. Do we have anything else? Nope. Okay. Let's head over then. And what do we want?
It isn't you.
He's us indeed.
Word
That's
is
going
you
Sisyphus.
caused quite the hubbub in Elysium, Prince Ed. Making the champion up there really work for it, I hear.
Oh, did word get all the way over here?
You could say that, I guess. Apparently word gets around. That Theseus, though, he doesn't care for me one bit, let me tell you.
Yeah, he's a little self-absorbed, you could say.
I bet he'd like you better if you were a regular pushover. Ah well, he'll learn, I'm sure.
Alright, so we don't need healing. We could go with darkness, but we also don't need the healing aspect, so that means that darkness we're taking purely for the sake of taking darkness. I'm thinking maybe we do go with the obols here and try to maximize those.
Fine selection there.
Thank you, mate.
Will affect us most directly this run here, and to get a hammer upgrade, that would be quite nice.
Out of my way.
Yeah, let's try doing a little bit more with the special here. Ooh, we did deflect that. Okay, that's nice as well. Even if we don't necessarily hit our enemies, with the special itself, because we get that extra damage soon thereafter, it does still set us up a bit. So, yeah, we'll have to experiment with it. Which way do we actually prefer making it happen? Is it best to always come dashing into people like that, or sometimes it's just for the sake of setting up future attacks? Obviously, neither one is necessarily the right answer all the time. It's a combination of the two. But it's an interesting playstyle. It is definitely different. There we go. And hammer upgrade could be something that significantly changes that playstyle even further. So let's check it out. We have our special deals plus 400% damage to armor. That would be nice, because of course we are doing a lot of specials now. Of course, there are only so many enemies that have armor, but still. Otherwise, our attack strikes 3 times in a spread pattern. We've never had this one before. It has a scroll. That is tempting. Charging your spin attack makes you sturdy, and pulse 40 damage. And spin attack means, of course, that we're charging up our attack. I don't know, any of these seem like they could work. This one I feel like, of course, we would like to prioritize our special, but it's a little bit niche in that it only applies to a certain subset of enemies. So I do like taking the triple jab here, especially since we haven't seen it yet.
Daedalus power.
Whoa, yeah, that's cool. That is very cool. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. What else do we have? We can go with a shop or palm, and we've 304 obols, so I'm hoping that this time, things will work a little bit better for us here. And this is going to be the last room before our Fury fight. So, once again, we see Dionysus, and do we want to pick up a boon from him? I mean, we could, of course, afford that, and the life if we felt like we wanted that. More so just a question of, do we want to consistently avoid Dionysus to the point where we just get a different god or goddess altogether? Is it worth doing that? I mean, we were saying earlier we maybe don't like the Hangover that much because we're fairly slow with our attacks. And Charon does not like it when we do that. But, maybe we can still make it work.
Cheers, mate.
Let's give it a shot.
I bet that Charon has to be the life of every feast you have down there with such a personality. Am I not right about that, man?
Well, not exactly Dionysus, but sure.
Yes.
Though Zagreus disagrees. So this one I think is maybe not a great fit for us, the attack inflicts hangover. But there are other things that Dionysus can do as well. Take less damage while at 40% HP or below. That could be decent, or, ooh, an early premium vintage. Gain max life when we pick up nectars, and we gain some right now. That, I think, is, yeah, when we get it this early, a good pickup. Also, we'll level up one of our abilities. It was Divine Dash, which I don't think is a huge deal to level up, because it increases the damage on our dash, and we're not using that offensively all that much, but anyways, here we go.
Tisiphon's up.
Who is it? No, it's Meg.
Not quite.
I heard that you escaped. Then what are you still doing here? Forget something along the way?
Well, it's complicated, Meg.
You know, I think I'd rather fight you to the death again than try to answer either of those questions right now.
I'm with you, Zagreus. I'm with you.
I don't know what you're up to, Zagreus, but I guess it doesn't matter either way. All that matters is you're not getting past me.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that, Meg. Alright. Hit you with the cast. Hit you with this. And I don't have a great sense yet as to just how much damage the, special is doing. I mean, sure, we can see the number whenever it shows up, yes, but it just seems like, in terms of actually looking at enemies' life bars and getting a good sense as to how quickly do they go down in practice, that part still relatively unknown. Don't forget we can also deflect these back at Meg. Does seem like we've gone through some phases relatively quickly here. We've definitely taken some damage, of course, which is something that we could do a better job of, but as anticipated, I think we are going to take our fair share of damage when we are dashing into enemies like that. There we go. Yeah, offensively, seems decent, and if we can manage to get 3 attacks at once, then that'd be nice with the new hammer upgrade as well.
The curse of chaos has been
And
lifted.
now, the Chaos Boon list. So, yeah, that does mean that probably going to have a much more consistent source of obols from here on out. That'd be great, and then this will get us full HP. So that's nice. Probably don't want to sell boons, because in theory, obols should be a strength from here on out. Oh, we've really never taken a Nemesis Crest? I didn't even remember that there was a prophecy for taking all the items from the Well of Charon, but apparently that's the thing. I assume that's why this fated choice is here. Yeah, indicates we will choose this. We only have 41 obols at the moment, so long term, they may be good, but we just don't have them yet. We need a little bit of time to start to accumulate them. So I think we'll pass for now. Nothing there that really jumps out, nothing like a Chaos Gate that we want to make sure that we get. And this way, if we do find ourselves going to a shop soon, then hopefully we're still in a good place to purchase good things there. Hermes, that could be big. Let's see what we get. Alright, who's up?
Inferno.
You. Inferno balls. Their bloodstone's back. It does seem like if we have bigger targets, maybe? Can we hit them with 3 attack? Nah, still only hitting you with 1 attack. even if we do have the ability to attack 3 times at once, the spread is big enough that it's more so an area of effect type of thing where if we had numerous enemies against us, we could hit a bunch of them. Maybe against some big bosses, we might be able to get 2 of those hits. Like if I try to get you right in the middle, those 2 there, maybe we can get you with 2, but I'm doubtful. Yeah, we should do a little bit to mix things up a bit here. Not necessarily just attacking. You, of course, have that. And some casts. Let's see what Hermes has for us, though.
You finally got out of there, cuz. Big congratulations to you for that. Congrats. The secret's safe with me, of course. The others here, they think you're still at it. Though, I guess you are.
That's true, though it does seem the word has got around rather quickly. Okay, so this one stands out as the highest rarity, of course. After you dash, briefly become sturdy and move 100% faster. So, ooh, this is tempting, because, again, does our dash back to our spear count as one of those dashes, in which case we're going to be sturdy and having 100% movement speed fairly often? Getting additional dashes in a row is also very strong. Movement speed, I think we'd probably pass on that either way. Let's try this. I'm intrigued. Does it count? We do this, and we... Nah, it doesn't seem like it. We don't get the speed. Oh, no, no, we don't. That was just me also dashing afterward. So, okay. Little bit unfortunate in that regard. I mean, it was still the rarest of all of our options, so... Ooh, okay. Euricity, let's just see what the other options are, but I think we know what the answer is likely to be. We do want to try to pick up more nectars this run, because we did pick up premium vintage, but I think we still, at this point in time, probably do want to go with Euricity. Is there anything else down here? I feel like we only saw a very small portion of this room. But, nope, nothing. Okay, let's head on out. And Euricity it will be. And then in the future, when we find nectar rooms, just try to remember that they are better than they usually are. On this run here.
Majesty.
Oh, I suppose you could call us that, I guess.
What's
Thanks.
going on? Speak up. I know when something's up down to my roots, and something's up.
Well, it's just... I think I wanted to tell you more of Orpheus, since he's court musician in my father's house. Calls you his muse. Says he misses you terribly. I thought you should know.
Yeah, I'm curious how she reacts to this, of course. There's definitely still a lot of bitterness between them.
Orpheus said all that, huh? Tell you what, the next time you run into him, you ask him about the time that he came all this way to try and save me, even though I was already dead. Can you guess how that turned out?
Yeah, see, we kind of know.
Yes, I do believe I can. Look, I didn't mean to upset you.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, neither did he. But you know what? Actions beat intentions, hun. Now here, how about a treat and you can be on your way?
Alright, at least she's still giving us this. So, we can upgrade the rarity of our existing boons. We can upgrade the level of our existing boons. Or we can upgrade the rarity of future boons. Let's just take a quick look at what we have at the moment. What do we like? What do we feel like we would want to upgrade further? Can this even go to heroic rarity? I don't think so. So I don't think this is an option. That would mean that we're looking at our cast, our dash, our revenge, and premium vintage here. And to tell you the truth, there aren't too many things here that I feel like would be a big difference maker to have higher rarity. Probably cast to a lesser extent, the vengeance here. So I feel like upgrading rarity and level of our existing boons is not fantastic here. I think if we could get an amazing special boon, that would probably be great for us, and maybe that's reason to focus on future boon rarity instead. Let's give that a shot.
Take care.
Okay, so now more ovals here. We did use a fair bit of those previously, so hopefully this will help us out in that regard. Obviously, also a trove there. As for which kind of trove we'd like to most see at the moment, maybe ovals, to be honest with you. Something like that. We're doing okay on life. I mean, we aren't full at the moment, but we're pretty high on life. That's also not really a good place to be dashing into the lava like that. But what else would we want? I suppose darkness wouldn't be a terrible thing. Maybe that would give us just enough life that we'd be back on full and we'd still have the additional benefit of having some darkness as well. Like, this is the instance where we can hit multiple people with our attacks. That is probably the best, or the strength, the Hammer of Prey that we got. That does seem to work pretty well. Do we have an attack boon yet? No, we definitely passed on at least one. And this is a Gems Trove, which is not exciting me that much. We have Shop or Max Life. Let's see if there's, I mean, I kind of doubt if there's anything else on top of that Trove there. How are we doing on life? We haven't taken much damage here, so maybe it is still okay for us to go this route here. But I definitely would have preferred probably Obols first, then Darkness after that. Followed by, I mean, Life probably would have just passed on it altogether. Okay, that's some of you guys down. Definitely still more of you, though. I think there are more still. Yeah, here we go. Stash to you. Special to you, more like. Come on. There we go.
Enough, I've better things to do.
Okay, took a little bit more damage, and it wasn't the fastest of troves we've ever done, but get a little bit of gems for our troubles. And 221 obols. How do we feel about going into a shop with those versus getting a free life upgrade? Can we stick with the life for now? And ideally, we would have enough obols that we could get more than one big thing at the shop. I think that's when the shop starts to really stand out, because if you're only getting one item in the shop, then it's basically equivalent to what you'd be getting in other rooms. Whereas if you're getting two things, either a couple boons or a boon and a heart, something like that, then suddenly that is better than what you'd be able to do in almost any other room. Not quite all. Oh, there's also chaos in here. Perhaps another reason to have gone this way. Not that we knew that in advance, but you can't have chaos in the shop, so... Okay, right here. Someone else hanging out over here. Oh, you. Yes, absolutely.
Nearly made it.
Come back here. Ooh, spawner? None of that. Tried to charge up the spin move, which was maybe not the best time to make that happen. Come on. There we go. Okay. A little bit of damage at the end there, but did still get the max HP. And let's just see what our other options would be. It would be Athena, or it would be Zeus. Oh, and tell you what, we do still have Athena's keepsake, which probably should have swapped, because we, of course, already did get our guaranteed Athena boon. Let's descend. We're partway through, actually, maybe even as much as halfway through Asphodel right now, so we certainly have the risk that this could be in effect during our Hydra fight. So we want to be mindful of whatever the downside is of this Chaos boon here. So, like, taking damage when we attack, but afterward getting 60 max HP. Max HP would be nice, yes, but that is a pretty darn difficult one to work with there, taking damage with our attack. Otherwise, take damage from traps, but deal more damage striking foes from behind. That one's standing out to me a little bit more. Of course, we did see a similar option to this previously. Or Chamber Rewards hidden, but afterward our cast deals more damage. Cast is, in theory, one of our strongest types of attacks right now, because, yes, we do have the special that is getting boosted from our aspect, but we don't have any boons for our special, nor do we have any boons for our attack. So, this is maybe, at least short-term, the most relevant. Of course, this will take several rooms to evolve, and therefore, maybe we should be thinking a little bit longer-term. And so, perhaps we do go with this. Extra backstab damage. We have mini-boss Zeus here. And it will be Barge of Death. Okay. Oh, golden urn. Sure thing. Now we're at 258 obols. I think this is around the territory where the shop starts to become more interesting. We could go palm and boon. Right, I don't think you'll ever see double heart or anything like that, but it's around the amount of obols that we have right now. In theory, we should, of course, pick up more at the end of this fight here, this room. Hopefully, see an improvement in that regard. Oh, I just whiffed. Did the special, but then decided, why not attack in the opposite direction? When I started charging up an attack, and then spin attack, then decided, no, maybe not. Just outright canceled it. So probably not a great idea for that either. Let's throw the specials. Or rather, throw the cast. Special as well, though. Let's not skip out on that either. And this was, what was the downside of this Chaos Boon that we took? Was it the trap damage? That is, it's good to have in mind. There are brief times when we might find ourselves stepping in the lava. Zeus, what do you have for us? Ooh, Jolt is very good. However, where's the rest of our lightning stuff coming from? Just the revenge damage. So Jolt means that when enemies that have a lightning effect on them attack, they deal a bunch of damage to themselves, and this can be fantastic. Problem is, they're only going to have those lightning effects on them if they've already hit us, and that's could be somewhat often, but not that often, because hopefully we're not getting hit very often. Yes, we are, of course, dashing into people, so that might mean that they are hitting us more often than usual, but still, we'd rather not get hit. So, I kind of hate this one. I still don't really understand how this one works, so I think it's one of these two. We did pass up on the Lightning Strike previously, so let's give this a shot. I think that if we were able to get some other kind of Zeus Boon that gives us more ways to apply the lightning effects, then that could become a real game changer there. Here is, I believe it was a shop, and this looks like the last room for the boss. It is. Okay, so this time we could afford both the random boon and the palm, and I think we probably do go for that, and yeah, maybe even the darkness as well, because we can make that happen too. Okay, so this is, I think, the last boon that's getting the increased rarity from the additional rarity that we were getting from the item from Eurycity, so that's why we're seeing so many epics and rares here. We've not yet done Hidebreaker. Critical effects deal even more damage to armor, or support fire can be great if you have the fast attacks. We've seen several of these boons that can be great if you have quick attack speed, but we just don't really have that. Maybe we can still make this work, but I'm a little bit skeptical. It is, of course, high rarity. Otherwise, we'd be going for the Artemis attack, which has, on the low end in terms of direct damage, but of course has the 15% crit chance. How do we feel about that? That might be decent with our current setup here. Let's try that. I was thinking perhaps something with Zeus, given how we were saying before we want to find other ways to apply those lightning effects, and attack would probably be one of the most consistent ways to do that. But I think we could still say use a Zeus special if we can find one of those.
Delicious.
As for what we want to upgrade, we could upgrade that attack that we just picked up, or the cast. The dash, we've already upgraded this once with a random upgrade that we got from one of the super nectars. Don't think this is a very high priority. We are getting, at least thus far, most of our damage from our cast. However, we did just pick up that attack. Let's try going with the attack, because we have the hammer upgrade that is very attack-based, while with us being able to use 3 attacks. So, let's try that. And that is everything here. So away we go. What does our Hydra friend have for us this time?
Hydra, if you understand me, menacingly hiss.
I guess so. Look at that. Really getting through to each other, it seems. What? Yeah, what are you up to? Oh, what was that? You're just gonna do the usual shoot your ult status, whatever you want to call them? Maybe. In which case we can deflect them, so that should be helpful. Yeah, let's just get these stacked, please, and then we can say hello to your friends here. Any heads that we want to make a point of prioritizing? Not sure. And usually, laser beam heads are the ones that I am least a fan of, because they hit us even when they're on the opposite side of the arena. Not seen any of those. We are seeing some crits, so that is good. It's the Artemis attack boon at work. We can backstab, that'd also be nice. Don't think we yet have the extra damage coming from that, but could be in the habit of it. Do see there's a fishing spot there, of course. Not yet ready to do that, but we do that. Give ourselves the extra damage. Oh yeah, he will get extra mad at us. This time around, of course. It's like, are you big enough that we can hit you with multiple attacks simultaneously? So we saw previously that the spread between the prongs of our spear, if you want to call them that, was too big hit the same enemy twice, but that's kind of what I meant when I was saying that against some bigger enemies, maybe it's possible. Hydra, definitely the biggest enemy that we fought thus far. Ooh, out of bloodstones. Not anymore, though. Let's try deflecting those. And those. Okay, you're down. Should not have dashed into that. Let's get our bloodstones back. There we go, you're down. Now it is just you. Once more. Get out of there. Okay, are we hitting you more than once? I don't think we are. Don't think so. But either way, down you go. We took a bit of damage there, but I think ultimately the amount of damage we were dealing out was solid. And oh, the owl pendant ranks up there, as I was saying before. Maybe not something that we intended to keep holding on to, but at least we rank it up, and here's the fishing spot.
Come to me,
Let's hit
fishies.
that. Come on, fishies. Come to us. No. There's a long one. Oh, there it is. Almost caught me off guard there.
Station.
Lulling me to sleep a bit, but we did get the crustacean. That's nice, and we should heal up to full HP here. Okay. Let's do that. Then let's make a point of swapping over our keepsake, because I don't think we want this anymore. We did rank it up, so that's nice, in addition to, of course, getting our guaranteed Athena boon at the beginning. Is there a specific god or goddess that we want to get next? We were talking about maybe trying to get more Zeus actions so that we can have more ways to apply lightning effects. That could be worthwhile. Or is there anyone else we really want? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we go with that. So we're looking for, ideally, I think the special would be best. Or really any other way of applying lightning. In terms of our well here, we still don't have many obols right now, so we could restore life, but we don't need that, so no. Otherwise, damaging undamaged foes, plus 50% damage for that. That could be decent, but I think at this point in time, let's save up, make sure that we have enough for the next shop we go to. So let's head up here. And I think the changing the keepsake should be a big enough improvement there. And so we were talking about earlier how we've not yet successfully completed a run with the spear. I think we've tried many times. But we have made it through Elysium. Ooh, hold on, don't forget this. Just not all the way through to the end. So, let's see. Do we go Hermes? Do we go Heart? I think we go Hermes. That's a pretty big pickup there. He is pretty rare. There is a trove. You guys, what do you have going on? Throw some casts as well. Let's see, doing that a little more often. Is this other guy still? Oh, you were an eyeball. Didn't even realize it.
Just getting started.
Now, we may be. Likely. I was really hoping that was not going to hit the trove. It did. Get over here. I suppose in some ways this is almost like a Mortal Kombat build here. Doing our Scorpion impression, right? Ha! I don't know, I've never actually played Mortal Kombat. I know. I'm familiar with it, though. At least the idea. Nothing else? Oh, there is someone coming back. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Did you come back? I think you did. But that blew up on you anyway, so, still not bad, taking you out. Should be the last one? Yeah, okay. There we go. No damage taken, so a little bit on the slow side, but at least defensively looking alright. We've not yet had a rush delivery. Your deal bonus damage based on any bonus to move speed. Oh, we do have a lot of move speed right now, at least ever so briefly. When we are using Hyper Sprint, we have it for, what, 0.7 seconds? Is that long enough of a duration to take advantage of having what would amount to... How much move speed is it? 100% move speed. We get 50% damage, or well, basically half of our move speed becomes damage, so we get 50% increased damage for 0.7 seconds. That is a lot. That is like basically a boon's worth of damage, in addition to, of course, the primary thing that this is doing, making us faster and take less damage. I don't know. I mean, if we were to be dashing all the time, then perhaps we can make it work. So it is tempting. Otherwise, we can have foes drop bloodstones more quickly, or whenever we get hit, have a 20% chance to dodge. So this would be, I'd say, probably under most circumstances, the preferred option here, going with greater evasion, so that we're just taking 20% less damage. But let's try rush delivery here. It is a scroll, so we haven't taken it before. At the very least, there's that. We could restore HP, but we have full HP, so there's nothing to be gained in taking that trove there. Oh, and we gotta go hammer, right? Let's just double check if there's anything else over in this corner. Don't think so. So we also have, what, one more room until our Chaos Boon evolves, and that'll be 112% damage from striking foes from behind. So I think what we want to do is our best move will be dashing behind people, and then turn around quickly, stab them in the back while we still have that extra damage. Alright. Oh, these guys are, of course, quite quick. So getting, our casts to take them out would probably be the best way. Hit them from range. Not sure dashing into them is going to be a great option for us. We'll give it a shot here. And yeah, I'd like to have some bloodstones handy for when the little guys come out and try to swarm us. But every once in a while, well, I'll tell you what, we have enough range on our spear. I think we can actually take them out from a safe distance. I was not sure if that was going to be the case initially, but, well, something just hit us there, though. I think that was these guys, though. Get rid of you. Enough of that. You may have respawned. Not sure. We just won't let it happen again, though. There we go.
My boon from Chaos is
There's the Chaos Boon evolving. And what do we get from this hammer upgrade? Let's see. Attack has more range and deals more damage to distant foes. We were just talking about how it could be useful. Your special deals plus 50% damage. Ooh, whoa! And plus 50% crit chance on recovery. That's, I'm assuming, also including when we are dashing back to our spear. This seems like one of the perfect setups for our current aspect.
Thanks, Daedalus.
It helps both on the initial special and also follow-up special. Dashing back to our spear, so yeah, I think that's big. Next would be heart. That's fine. Oh, Thanatos. Okay, this will be a real test here. As I said before, I'm not sure we have the best in terms of clear speed, so to speak. But hopefully we have enough area of effect that we can take out multiple people at once. And that might be a difference maker here. That was a lot of damage there. Okay. Thanatos is doing something over here. Who's next? Oh, you. Get over here. No. You're hiding. Helping Thanatos. Conspiring against us. Trying to dash over to, but apparently that was just too big of an area to cover that ground. And now, oh, now you're setting them up as well. Oh, can you actually stop Thanatos from taking those guys out with the imperviousness as well? Not sure I realized that was a thing. Thanatos got a couple there. He is leading by a lot. This is not good. This is not good. Thanatos, don't steal that kill. It's not cool. It's not cool, man. Backstab is big. We want to try to do more of that. That would help us out a lot. Thanatos! We don't have the damage. In the backstab, yes, but even then, I don't even think that was close. Beat us 10-7. Wow. I mean, it was a life room, so that was not the extra Thanatos reward. That was the guaranteed reward. But he does have something else to say to us.
What are you doing back here, Zag? You made it out.
Yeah, it does seem like this time in particular everyone noticed, whereas not necessarily the case in the past, so it's a little strange. Usually we have to tell people that we made it out.
I did, but I had to come back. And not exactly voluntarily. I'll be visiting up there from time to time, though it looks like I'll be staying here.
Hopefully we'll find a way to make it work, though.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
It's my mother. She's alive and well. It's just that I can't stay with her up there for very long, so we'll have to catch up one visit at a time.
Okay, I mean, I suppose Zagreus and Thanatos are good friends, so that is a lot of information to give him, but understandable.
I see. Well then, that's good. That's good because it means that I won't have to track you down up top. Because between us, I can only take so much of it up there.
Oh, so is Thanatos similar to us in that regard? I would think, based on the explanation that we've gotten thus far, saying that people born of the underworld basically need to stay in the underworld, you would be in the same boat?
I know what you mean.
Okay, so next we're looking at either a shop or mini-boss Zeus. We, of course, did put on the Zeus keepsake, so we know that we're going to see more of Zeus, even if we don't take him here. Would we prefer to go with the shop when we have 169 ovals? I don't think so. I think we need more. So this could be either Butterfly Dude or Asterius. It is Butterfly Dude. It is technically a backstab. I'm not sure. Is there such a thing as backstab for a giant eyeball? I don't think that's the case. We do have some additional range, though, on our attack. And being able to hit multiple people simultaneously, I think, helps us out a lot. There we go. Eyeball out pretty quickly. And now, might just be you. Oh, we get rid of your little eyeball as well. Yeah, not bad at all.
It's better stay away from me.
Yeah, if only it went that smoothly against Thanatos.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, so we are, yes, exactly, looking for the Zeus special, and to have it epic rarity as well, I think that is big. So the reason why we really wanted this was because it will give us the Jolt, and then we could go either Athena next or Ovals. We did have to pass up on a shop previously, so I think maybe it's a decent idea to pick up more Ovals, so we can go more aggressively on those. Can we deflect those traps? I think. I don't remember. Also, if we could get rid of all of you guys right about now, that'd be lovely. Please don't, nope, don't do that. Don't be here. If I just, there we go. Yes, we can deflect. Trying to find a way to safely test that. Okay, who's next? You guys here? It's weird. It seems like against some enemies it works really well. Against others, our current setup is just totally ineffective. And it's not always clear to me which enemies that's going to be. It's like we saw. Against the big butterfly, no problem. Against Thanatos, not so much. Obviously, Thanatos is not an enemy, but the enemies that we were facing when we were going up against Thanatos. And there we see we're getting 130, not just 100, because, of course, we did get that Chaos Boon, increasing the amount of ovals that we get. We could go Darkness, or we could go E here. We are not quite on full HP, so I feel like that might be a reason to go Darkness. Let's just double check if there's anything else in here. Not seeing anything. Okay. Let's go for it. Alright, who is it? You guys here? Shooting the projectiles should mean that we could, yeah, deflect a bunch. Oh, except I just proceeded to take all of the... Wow, that hurt. Yeah, we took a lot of hits there. Like, a whole lot of hits. I don't know if I've ever eaten all of those projectiles at once like that. I'm not sure if I realized you would actually take the hits from every single one of them before they break up. Just backstab here? Yeah, that'd be great. That is the last enemy, at least. And getting some life back from that 10 darkness is not really going to be a game changer. We could get rid of some stuff here. If we felt like rush delivery was not working out for us, we could dump that, but I think we stick with it for now. And then, anything else? Yeah, that room, from a life standpoint, did not go terribly well. Mostly just from that 1 or 2 projectiles there. So, could go with the palm. I'm thinking upgrading something like the special that we just picked up might be nice. Or the revenge damage, or more likely the, I think the static discharge for the jolt and the special are probably the 2 biggest things now. But I think after taking more damage than we would have liked to have taken, I think we do kind of just need life at this point. It's a bit of a short-term band-aid fix, given the situation in which we find ourselves, so I don't love it for that reason, but I think, nonetheless, it is a bit of a necessity, and we should have gotten it there, of course. Okay. Rid of you. Then we can focus on you once more. Would love to... Oh, I missed with the special. There we go. Gotta get back into the habit of using it a little bit more now. Now, it's not really where we wanted to end up, the end of the special, though. I'm thinking of long-term against bosses, it's going to be tricky pulling it off, because it does, of course, mean one thing going against relatively weak enemies here. But against major bosses, going right into them, or at least risking, going right into the middle of their attacks, is perhaps a daunting thought. A fair bit of risk that will take a lot of damage in the process. Oh, well, I mean, that was, in theory, a special there, but we went about approximately a foot in front of us, so yeah, we also took some pretty serious damage there, so good thing we get the max life, yes, but we need some health. And so, oh man, the trial would of course be great, otherwise we're looking at obols. We have a lot of them, and we just love a way to get some HP back right now, because 71 going into a difficult room with the trial does mean we might be a riskier, but I think it is still the best option. Just would love to have some way to be on a little bit higher HP first.
Whichever god I don't pick won't be pleased.
Okay, and if I remember correctly, when you make Athena mad, she makes shields around enemies, whereas Artemis, does she create circles on the ground that basically rain arrows while you're inside of them? I think so. I might prefer to have Athena mad at us, actually. Let's go with Artemis first.
Hey, that can't possibly be the spear once wielded by the great Achilles there, can it?
It can.
Is unmistakable. I mean, have you even the slightest just how many mortals got completely slaughtered by that thing? Oh, it has seen some use.
Artemis, I don't know if I should be concerned about that reaction. You're like, oh man, it's killed so many people. I love it. Okay, so we have not yet gotten a call. And getting Artemis's epic call, that could be quite nice. Otherwise, our critical effects deal even more damage. We do have decent crits coming from both our attacks and from our casts. So we have a lot of Artemis going on. That does mean Clean Kill would have a lot of opportunities to happen. Ooh. I feel like as much as I really want to call, Clean Kill might actually be better here, because that means we're going to have pretty consistent damage boost from this. Oh. Both of these are great. Exit wounds, I think, either way is not going to be the right answer here. Let's try Clean Kill, and that does mean that we are risking not picking up an aid for perhaps the Elysium boss fight, if not maybe even the final boss fight, so we want to make sure that we're prioritizing that pretty highly in the near future.
I understand you've made your choice, cousin, and I, in turn, now have my family's reputation to uphold.
Okay, I mean, well, that's our family, right? Our family, you meant. Not your family. We're all in this together, right? Okay, so these are, of course, the projectiles that caused us some issues previously. So let's try not to get absolutely pulverized by them. And if you could, like, not go all shieldy, that would also help. I mean, that's obviously what we signed up for. Okay. Some enemies down there. There are definitely some more. Okay. You guys. Oh. In addition to having Athena give some shields, we also have enemies that create shields. So the enemies that create shields are currently shielded. How's that? Do you get rid of that shield just in time, please? That'd be lovely. Okay. Not too long of a room, so we might not have taken damage, in which case, fantastic.
Little incident and keep our focus on the task at hand.
I hope so too. And so here would be some revenge damage. We were saying previously that could be useful. Death Defiance restores life more than usual. Replenish one use. We were thinking that that might happen at some point. We didn't end up using a Death Defiance here, but so for that reason, it's not terribly useful to us now. Brilliant Riposte. When you deflect attacks, it deals more damage, 80% more. We do have the deflect on our dash, so it is really easy to deflect. So it is kind of tempting, to tell you the truth. Otherwise, deflecting when we get hit? I don't know. Both of these are similar in their use, I think. This one is a little bit more proactive, in that we're trying to deliberately deflect things with our dash, whereas this one is, when we get hit, it's a little more reactive. We're stronger in that we can deflect future attacks and deal a little bit of damage in the process. I think this will still be more damage. Will it? Maybe not. This might actually be more. Let's try Holy Shield then. It is, of course, higher rarity, so maybe that is another hint that that is preferable there. could go with more life or the shop. I think we're getting close to the end at this point of Elysium, and so there might not be any enemies in this room, but we do have 571 nobles, so we could purchase multiple things at this shop, so for that reason I think we'd probably go this route. And yes, it is the last room before the boss fight, so that would have been a free room had we gone the other route, but it does mean we can get both Dionysus and a palm here. Do we want to have this Dionysus boon be one of the ones that can get upgraded with this palm here, with our order of operations? Sure. We could get his call, which means that we can inflict hangover to all foes. I think this is quite strong. Otherwise, strong drink using fountains restores all life, which is helpful. And then we get bonus damage per fountain. This is another one that's great to pick up early, but not as much so this late. After party, if we have 45% life or less, we go back up to 45% life at the end of an encounter. I mean, we're pretty low right now. We're probably below 45% at the moment. So, in some ways, short term, this is nice, but you could also make the case that if you're below 45% life, then you're already in trouble. So, I think we were just saying earlier that we are at risk, given how it is late enough in the run that we might go without picking up a call. And this is a high rarity one here, so I think we do go with Dionysus's aid. Then we'll upgrade something. And we were saying before, either the special or it was going to be the Jolt was maybe our second priority there. So I think we do go with the special in that case. And then getting some life restoration, that is also very timely. Certainly use that going into this fight here. We still have 271 nobles, so we are broke, even after going on a bit of a spending spree. As for you two, though...
What ho, that is a handsome spear you doubtless claim deceitfully from some more worthy bearer than yourself.
Oh, you have something to say about that, do ya?
Oh, this old thing. How nice of you to notice. It once belonged to the hero Achilles. A little past your time, but maybe you've heard of him. Since he's much more famous than you ever were.
Oh, take that.
How dare you say such things to me? I was the greatest king of Athens in my day. The tales of my exploits with Asterius and many other challenges shall long outlive whatever comes of you.
We'll see about that, buddy old pal. Okay. Did get hit pretty early there, but again, the question of when exactly do we want to be making a point of using our special against these guys? Remember that we ideally want to be doing our dash to get behind them and then use a backstabbing attack. That would be our best combo. We have a lot of ways to scale that damage. We have enough speed with our dash as well that we can get out of trouble fairly easily with that. We can use our special to avoid Asterius. That one we did get hit by Theseus. Probably shouldn't be allowing that to happen too often, but... Oh, and Theseus is already phasing here. Who are you calling on for help here? Who is this? Demeter? Suppose we don't have her help at this point in time. None of those bullhorns. Get out of here with those. Did still hit us with that. Somebody... I thought somebody was getting phased there. Theseus is low. There we go. Theseus down. We're somewhat low, but Asterius, you are our top priority at the moment now, of course. Backstab, and you are. Now, someone that we can... Well, this was not good timing on this. Should have waited to apply our greater call here, but I think it was still enough that it's gonna maybe not be enough in and of itself, of course. Don't want to use Death Defiance here, but there we go. Okay, we'll restore some life. We won't be at max.
Please hold your applause.
Well, tell you what, get a lot of darkness out of this, and it'll be awfully close. We actually might be.
Thank you for your support, my Shade.
Thank you, Mr. Shade. And I assume there's nothing else in here. Let's head on up. And this brings us to just shy of full HP. Now, we did pick up the Zeus boon we were looking for, so we may not need this anymore. Might we want to switch over to something that in the past has been good for us for boss fights, like the Acorn or the Spear Point, just to increase our likelihood of succeeding here? that might be worthwhile. Otherwise, we're using something that is, well, a guaranteed boon of some variety, and I'm not sure that we have anyone in particular that we really want at this stage. Or, I don't know, life, death defiance, damage from afar. Not sure and other things that take a long time to build up, like the Pierce Butterfly or Lambent Plume. So I think we do go one of these routes here. Usually my preference is the Broken Spear Point. However, let's just double check with our boon setup right now, because we have, which one is it? The Athena boon, Holy Shield. After we take damage foes around us and briefly deflect. I'm thinking that maybe the spear is not so relevant, because this is, not that it's exactly the same as a spear, but there are some similarities there. So I'm thinking maybe we just go with the acorn instead. Let's try that. And then, well, or we could spend 21 obols to gain 8 life. Probably not worthwhile. Could save a little bit of obols, still get that life back, and get some darkness along the way. Ooh, starting counters with our God Gauge partially full. If we could carry that into the final fight, that'd be great, but picking up this early, I don't think that'd be the case, so I think let's save everything here. Of course, we will find there are lots of things that we'll be able to buy once we get over the Temple of Styx. So probably best to save our obols for now, see what our options are, and then we can figure out what our best use of those coins might be. Usually there are some, yes, golden urns here. Could also change the equation a bit. Now, is there anything hiding there? Nope. Probably could get something immediately if we really wanted to. We have just over 300 obols. We could get rid of the hammer upgrade and pick up 2, but it is random, and we did get a nice hammer upgrade, so I don't think we want to do that. In which case, actually not liking our options here too much. It's mostly just palms and a single Artemis boon. If we wanted to, we could try to save up for Titan Blood, but I don't know. Maybe not. Did hear a fishing spot, so that's there. Let's just first see what our options are in terms of rooms. We have Zeus, Athena, Life with the mini-boss, Obols with the mini-boss, and Palm. Yeah, nothing is really jumping out at me here. I'm thinking that Zeus and Athena are probably our top priorities. Let's start with the fishing spot.
Sure, why not?
Let's do that. Then I'm thinking, oh, that was a quick one. I'm thinking we could theoretically get that Death Defiance from Athena, so if we do have to use one of those at some point in time, then we might get an extra lifeline from her. So maybe we save Athena for near the end. Let's start with Zeus in that case. Hello. Oh, yeah, you should go. You should get out of here. Also want to be careful that we're not specialing into Cloud of Poison. That's something that is now relevant here. Suppose it's similar, ooh, golden urn. Similar to not wanting to special into the lava in Asphodel. Satyrs, get out of here. None of that. None of that nonsense. Okay. Here's another golden urn. So, does seem like we're getting our fair share of obols here, but again, there's mostly just palms. Not anything super exciting to get at the shop. There we go. More golden urns. I mean, I'll take them. Don't get me wrong. These guys are going to be a little bit hard to hide from when there are this many of them. Okay. Ooh, don't do that, please. There we go. Okay, and I don't think there's anything else near. This might be the last room along this path here. And that it is. Oh, we can deflect these traps as well. That is very nice. This would otherwise be a difficult room. I don't like the satyrs, of course. You don't need me to tell you that. Let's get rid of them first, if we can. Okay, we have our God Gauge at least partially full. Who's remaining? Just you. There's more, though. More satyrs at that. Let's not stand there. That sounds like a bad place for us to stand. And that is also in satyr territory. Did we deflect the satyrs attack back at them? I think we did. Let's use this. And we did get poisoned. Where do we go to the poison? How about here, which I was not standing close enough to actually use. Okay, so that poison there did deal more damage than I would have liked. Before that, it was looking like a really strong room.
In the name of Hades.
And then we can have, after using a call, we deal more damage for 15 seconds. That would be nice. Because I think we are going to want to be standing close to our opponents when we're using our call, because it's Dionysus's call, and we're only applying hangover to people right next to us. Otherwise, our lightning bolt effects deal damage in a larger area. That would be our special and our revenge damage? Yes. That's also tempting. This one is a little more specific to Zeus, whereas this one is more related to our call with Dionysus. So, do we have a preference there? I mean, 72% versus 20% damage. Let's try this. It does mean this special is what we're building around here, which I don't think is a bad thing.
That's a lot of coin.
Some more coins there, and now we can probably head on back. And was it a Zeus boon? It was the one boon we had at the shop? I think it might have been. No, it's Artemis. Okay, I was just gonna say maybe we could even pick up another one that we were saying we might have wanted to have picked up there. And I think, why not pick up Artemis here? I don't think we're gonna try to save up for this Titan Blood. So let's take this, benefit from it as early as possible. And here we get Hunter's Mark, Pressure Points, or Hunter Instinct. We have not yet gotten this before. Your God Gauge charges up faster when you deal crit damage. Plus 0.25%. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't know. Maybe that's just because, well, we're dealing extra damage on the crits, so it would normally already give us more of a God Gauge filling up. So I feel like let's give it a shot. Pressure Points is, it's 2% crit chance, which means that that's still, on average, not a lot of damage we're gaining from this. Hunter's Mark, when we do crit, then it becomes easier to crit other people, which is a little bit gimmicky, but can make it a little bit easier to scale more crits. We do have a lot of sources of crit between our normal attacks and our casts, so you can make the case that Hunter's Mark is probably the best option here. Once we start critting, then we do a lot more, but I am tempted. I'm tempted to see just how good Hunter Instinct is, because it could be horrendous. Like I said, 0.25% sounds terrible, but prove me wrong. And then we can also start to do these and get the upgrades here. The only downside to that would be that we wouldn't have the option of upgrading whatever boon we would presumably get from Athena here, which might be worth upgrading if it's a good one. Might not be something we want to upgrade. We might prefer boons we already have. And tell you what, I think we do have some good boons here. So maybe we're fine with just upgrading these. And the jolt damage or larger area on our lightning effects. I think let's try the jolt damage here. That's a basically more than 50% increase there. Go for that, and next palm should be achievable. Probably even the 300 palm if we were to save up for that one. That should also be doable here, especially if we were to go the Obel's room. Let's start with the palm. And let's just see what we can upgrade. Want to be a little bit careful, of course, like we were saying before, with where exactly are we dashing into. There, did see the lightning effect did seem quite big. Deliberately not dashing in there now, because again, there's very clearly a pile of poison. Could sell a boon if we really wanted to. We felt like one of these is not doing us many favors, but I think all those are pretty big things for us. Let's keep them. Oh, there was a golden urn there that I only saw right as I clicked on the door. That's okay. We don't have too many things that we want to purchase from the shop, so hopefully we'll find it's not a deal maker or a breaker. It does seem like, do we have other sources of lightning damage? Maybe I'm just imagining this, but it seems like our area of effect has gotten larger with even just our normal attack. Oh, that is a quick. Yeah, that is a very quick Satyr Sack. Okay, that's an interesting question then.
Let's grant me strength.
So we can further upgrade our Jolt. He is getting diminishing returns at this point, so it's definitely not as much of an upgrade as it was previously. For that reason, I'm thinking our aid is probably the best option here. Otherwise, it's our revenge damage. That is, percentage-wise, a pretty big boost. But I think that our call is going to be more of a key aspect in the upcoming fight here. So let's go this route. And then, of course, take the Satyr Sack.
Whatever this stuff is.
And heal up. The problem here is, I mean, sure, we could go into that fight with full HP, all Death Defiances. That's great. But we are missing out a bit on other opportunities to upgrade skills with palms or go down additional rooms for additional boons. So that does mean that we now know that these rooms definitely do have mini-bosses in them. So, decent case you could make for deliberately avoiding those, because we won't have any opportunity to heal after going into those fights. Athena, though, that might be okay, because it'll just be a normal final room there, and it does mean that we're getting an additional boon, and that's the only way we can get an additional boon at this point in time. Question is that additional boon and probably the obols with which to purchase another normal palm upgrade here, would we prefer that to having guaranteed full HP and Death Defiances going into the final fight? Hard to say, because we, of course, don't know what we're going to get from Athena. Let's give it a shot.
Should check this way.
Okay, well, I don't like Satyr. But hopefully we don't take too much damage here. If we take no damage, then that is, of course, the ideal outcome. That means that there's no downside to going down this route, but I think that is perhaps a little bit unrealistic. Especially when there are Satyrs. Especially when there are Satyrs. You gotta go as well. So we took 1 damage thus far. I suppose it means we're not on full HP, but it's close. But gotta stay focused here. These guys, we have the range to take them out pretty comfortably. Any gold urns here? Oh, and I'm now realizing, yes, that golden urn that we missed in that previous room would have been enough if we had broken that to purchase that that palm without going down this route. So it actually was, at least in some ways, a difference maker, if we had not subsequently chosen to go down and complete additional rooms after that. So it might have changed our decision there, if we had in fact picked it up. There's another golden urn there. And of course, plenty of enemies. For that reason, plenty of obols from them. Let's do that, and not get hit by you. I'm fine with you guys, comparatively speaking. Strongly prefer you to the Satyrs. And you guys just want to make sure that you don't really get the chance to hit us. You can snipe as well. You're out of bloodstone, right? You obviously have all of them. Alright, like these guys are the ones I want to get rid of. Immediately. Fortunately, broke through your armor, which is something. But we did get poisoned there. Okay, healed pretty quickly. We got poisoned again. Cure, please. There we go. Satyr's still up. I don't know. That's gonna explode in our face. Let's get rid of you. And ideally, not have you blow up all those projectiles in our faces as well. You have that. Oh, there's still more. You the last one? Hope you are. Okay. And so we took 25 damage, which I think is not that much, so that probably did pay off, of course, depending on what we find here. And we do get... Deflect also makes foes exposed, so they take more damage when getting hit from behind. We do have a lot of backstab damage already, because we got Chaos Boon for that, did we not? So that means that, yeah, this one here, 112% damage, so to add another 50% to that could be solid. 5% damage reduction is something for that. Death Defiance makes you impervious longer, replenishes 1 use. Again, if we had used one of our Death Defiances, this would be another way for us to get it back. We don't need it, though. Still being immune for a little bit longer, there's something to be said for that. Maybe. Is that going to be a huge difference maker? Maybe not. This would probably still be the most defensive option. Bronze Skin, I think 5% damage reduction is just not enough to be a real difference maker there. So, I think maybe we go with the offense, though. Blinding Flash. Let's try that. Let's see what we have in this shop here. And assuming that we will go into the final fight after this, that means that anything we pick up here will be something that is in effect at that point in time. And if we look at how many obols we have, we can afford the normal palm back at the shop. We cannot afford a super palm. So I think for that reason, as long as we don't do anything that takes us below 100 obols, we're fine here. So let's get the Eye of Lamia. Let's get the Prometheus Stone. I'm not sure this does anything in the final fight. Are there any traps that can damage our opponents? I'm not sure there are. So let's do this and this. We'll pick up the normal palm upgrade at the shop. And then I think we'll head in. Let's just double check if there's any gold urns here. I'm not sure it really changed much of anything.
Should be able to get back through here.
So now we can do this. And will this be a difference maker? We could get the revenge damage. We could have our god gauge fill up faster still. Maybe. Or even more critical damage. We do have a lot of ways to get the crits to happen. So that is, yeah, that's maybe the most straightforward answer, I think. This one is the unconventional, but might actually be really good. I just don't know how good this boon is. So let's try it. Means that we should be able to use our call pretty frequently. Usually I like to charge it all the way up for this fight here, but I think we'll definitely go in now.
The fearsome Cerberus accepts the satyr sack.
Alright, Cerberus.
Bye for now, boy.
Alright, here we go. Onto the surface, and we're expecting, of course, a little visit from Dad. As for how he will trash talk us this time, only one way to know.
This blasted place. How can you even stand it on the surface here?
It's nice. For one, it usually doesn't have you. I guess that's it, though. Straight into the fight. Alright, bring it on. Do it the cast. Deflect that back in your face. We're gonna want to try to... Oh, I was really hoping we would deflect that. Want to try to hit you in the back as much as we can. Okay, we have our first call already. Not gonna be able to get that in time. We have already used a lot of our acorns, I think. That is unfortunate. But we are into his first ads phase, at least. Probably shouldn't be throwing the cast at this point in time. Not when he has a shield on. I don't like the friends that you have. Having the archer dudes is, it's not great for us. But it does mean that, because we picked up the Eye of Lamia, our opponents do have the chance of dropping food, which is very nice, and we actually saw several enemies do it right there. So, that has already been helpful. We should try to take those out. I assume they count in terms of enemies that can drop it. And yeah, we are getting, I think, a decent amount of our god gauge build here. Don't come back. Thank you. Yeah, we're almost full already. Now, does he have another phase where he's invulnerable in and around half HP? I think he might. So, like, as tempting as it may be to use our Greater Call right now, I think we might be about to have... Okay, well, that was just bad, taking all that damage there. But, I think you might want to wait a little while longer until he puts on that shield. I don't recall whether he... Yeah, like here. Just wait until he does this. That just blew up in our face. Definitely taking some damage I'd rather not take, but let's do this. Take you out. This phase here, I think there should be enough damage to make this happen. Oh, except for you disappear. Where are you? Oh, you retreated just in time. We are close to having to use our Death Defiance here, I think. Love if we could get one of those Eye of Lamia procs right around now. Yep. Didn't quite have enough distance on that dash there to avoid that one. But right as he goes down,
Let's finish this then.
of course, his next phase is coming up now. Laser beams, I think so. Yep. Is it now? Okay. We should be doing more of the specials, because I'm not sure I've done any thus far. Okay, you are laser beamed again? Yes. It's special into you, like so. That was not fun. Don't do that. Or that, for that matter. Yeah, if you want to just stand still like that, twiddle your thumbs, that's cool. Then we do this. Oh, that was not quite a full call. I saw the meter almost full, but it's not entirely full. You are laser beam. And we are on like 2 HP. That is almost not even an exaggeration. Ooh, yep, I was too busy trying to cast. Got it there, but I think we're still in decent shape here. The backstab damage is big. Ooh, that was not great. You do have the greater callback now. Do you have any phases here? Are you about to put on a shield? That was bad damage. Let's do this. And you disappear. No, I thought you were disappearing on us. Wrong time for that. Should be attacking you as well, and there we have it.
You cannot escape. None of us can.
But we've proven there is escape.
No.
Silly Hades still stuck in early access. All right.
The name of someone very sore right now.
So that one, I think a lot of it was coming down to, what was it? I think our call actually was a big difference maker there. We dealt a lot of damage to Hades from that. Going up into this fight, I think we had a lot of work from our cast and our special. We did a reasonable amount of that. As I said, in this fight here, I should have done a little bit more, I felt. Toward the end, did a little bit more often, but good setup skill in that we got the hammer upgrade as well. That was complementing this one here, Vicious Skewer, complementing that quite a bit. And then just in general, some pretty high rarity, a lot of epic boons. So all in all, amounted to a nice run. And our first successful one with a spear, no less. So let's head on up to Greece. And hopefully, pay Mom another visit. Check in with her once more. And of course,
Mother isn't far.
Can't forget about taking a moment, take in that view. Gorgeous.
Walma, finally.
Is that you?
That it is.
Mother.
That we are. Let's just take a quick second here. Yes, there is another fishing point here. We saw, I think it was a bass last time. Ooh, another quick one. And another bass.
That's one more bass.
I don't know if there are any other types of fish up here. I'd assume there are, but bass to start off with. And there are things over here. I would imagine that at least sometimes you might find fishing spots there as well. But anyways, Mom, you're the person we came here to see.
So good to
Not
see
those
you
fish.
again, Zagreus. Since last you left, I couldn't help but think the worst about what happened after I had left. Or soon before. You mentioned Nyx. You don't suppose that she and Hades wanted me out of the way?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. It does seem as though Zagreus has started to think that might have been what their plan was there. I feel like Nyx, we've gone back and forth as to whether she's been the primary person trying to help us, which has certainly at times seen the case. She basically acted as our mother, and we later learned outright revived us. At the same time, we've had these thoughts about, well, then why didn't she tell us all these things were happening? Why didn't she tell Persephone that all these things had happened? Those two things seem kind of at odds with each other, so at times it seems like she's our closest ally, at other times it feels like, hold on, whose side are you on? Hades, on the other hand, he seems like the primary person who's been, well, obviously, preventing us from getting to the surface, but also perhaps the person who's trying to keep us and our mother distant. That part's still not as clear.
I just don't think that can be. Though let me ask you, how long did you know Father? And Nyx for that matter. Did they seem trustworthy?
Yeah, that's the big question is, although Nyx at times has been extremely helpful, I mean, brought us back to life, how much do we trust her? I want to say we trust her a lot for that reason, but at the same time, the most crucial questions that we've had, she hasn't answered them on many occasions.
Yes. I knew them long enough to have decided yes, that they were trustworthy. As much as anyone I've ever met.
But I also know never to be thrust into a fault. I have to consider the possibility I was deceived.
Exactly. Like to believe that Nyx was not deceiving us, but it does seem that the fates are involved, and therefore there are some things that she can do and some things that she cannot do, some things she cannot say, even if she may want to tell us what happened previously.
Especially since neither of them is being forthcoming with me even now, right? And yet, I have this feeling something else is going on, Mother. The way that Father speaks of you, the way Nyx speaks of you, I think they care for you.
It does seem that everyone speaks very highly of Persephone, yes, but what does that mean? Where does that leave us? Why not bring her back?
Well, they have a funny way of showing it, I think. Your father, so you have to get through him each time you visit me?
Yeah, it's not the best at times. You know, he puts up a bit of a fight. He's kind of difficult in that regard.
I do. Mother, what if Father thinks that he's protecting you? Have you considered that?
Wait, what?
Protecting me? Why, Zagreus, what do you mean by that? As you can see, I can fend for myself.
As if Hades was thinking that Zagreus is a threat to Persephone? Physically, or in some other way? Like, if Zagreus were to talk to Persephone, then maybe we'd get scheming together and that might pose a threat for Hades? Maybe? I don't know.
Well, you're from Olympus, aren't you? But the gods, none of them seem to know you're here, so...
That is odd. That is strange, how you're kind of in a different boat from all the other gods and goddesses who are either on Olympus or down in the underworld.
What? How would you know something like that? Zagreus? Ah, curse the fates. You're leaving me again.
Yeah, then again, also, how does Zagreus know that the other gods and goddesses don't know about Persephone? Have we heard that through them? Like, maybe at one point in time. But down we go.
I won't be long.
And hopefully, we will find a way to get back to Mom soon.
Hold that thought, Mother.
We'll be back to continue that conversation. Don't you worry. Hypnos, what do you have to say about that?
Natural causes got you again, huh? That's a real shame. I mean, imagine one day you're just going about your business and then, you're dead. Although I guess you don't have to imagine it like I do.
Thanks, Hypnos. Rub it in, why don't you?
No.
I just got back shortly before you did.
Is that so? Then why is that?
Father, look.
Perhaps because we defeated you in battle?
I've been in contact with him, and he wishes to make peace. He asked for me to tell you he forgives you for whatever happened.
Whoa! Yeah, I wonder how Hades will take to that.
My brother Zeus
Not well.
forgives me.
Might have guessed that.
Zeus forgives me. How dare that blasted little brat? His beard may be luxurious, but he's as much a child as are you. Forgives me, bah.
What did you do? What happened between you?
I mean, of course there's that tension between Zeus getting the skies, Poseidon getting the sea, and Hades getting the underworld, and the general perception is that Hades kind of drew the short stick there. And I would have thought that that was just sort of the carryover resentment from that deal, but it seems like perhaps there's something else at work here.
None of your business.
Yeah.
Go on now and frolic with that lord uncle of yours, the both of them. And don't you ever speak of him to me again. You hear me?
Alright, if you say so.
Loud and clear.
Okay, then let's see. Achilles.
So, you can tell me in due time if you decide to, lad. But I do have a question, same as you did, going into this. Why did she leave? Why did she leave you in particular?
Yeah, that is definitely a question that we've perhaps gotten partial answers to, but have yet to get a full answer to at this point in time, so I'm asking myself the same thing. Also, we did just complete a run with your spear, so thanks, it worked. Well done.
It's that she didn't even know I was alive. Sounds as though
I
Mitch
suppose there
fired
is
me
that.
sometime after I was born, but by that point, Mother had already left, and they let her be, for reasons I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, that's the weird part. You would think that pretty much as soon as you revive someone's son, you would probably want to let them know that you revived their son, and, you know, like, bring them back to meet said son, and not have them spend years apart from one another, not realizing that the other one existed.
Ah, that's quite a bit to take in there. And it explains more than a bit, I think. Look, I'm not one to speculate too much. I trust you'll find the answers that you seek as you proceed.
Well, thanks, Achilles.
Thanks, sir.
Alright. Any signs of Thanatos? No. Anyone over here? Also no. Anything we can do with the contractor? Doesn't look like it, but oh, Orpheus maybe?
Say, Orpheus, if I ever tell you I once single-handedly slew a multi-headed bone hydra within the magma fields of Asphodel without so much as breaking a sweat?
I mean, that is mostly true.
My, that is wonderful to hear, my friend. Another in a litany of such heroic deeds, more noble than the heroes of our verse, and even great Achilles over there.
I mean, Achilles has done some pretty amazing things. Don't undersell him, but I mean, what we did do was perhaps worthy of song.
I'm glad you think so, mate. These tales of my valorous accomplishments do seem to cheer you up, so I will keep reporting back once I rack up some more.
Yeah. Give Orpheus a pick-me-up now and again. As for Dusa and Meg,
Follow your heart. That's odd advice, especially from you. Though, no offense intended.
oh, Meg. Is that because Dusa doesn't have a lower body and therefore may or may not have a heart? Does Dusa have a heart in her head? How does that work exactly? But either way, Meg, that's a low blow.
I just mean, if you don't believe in the work you're doing, why keep on doing it? Just out of obligation? You have to take care of yourself.
Wise words from Dusa.
I don't think there's any rush for that. We won't just shrivel up and die in 40 years like mortals do. But I know what you're saying. I'll think about it, Dusa. Thanks.
I do wonder what the other context of this conversation was.
What, are you kidding me? Of course.
They're just questioning the work that they're putting in for their jobs. Can we speak to you again? No? Okay. Definitely have fish to turn in.
Here's the catch of the day.
Okay.
I'm much obliged.
Nice. We actually have a lot of keys at this point in time.
Lots
Can
for
we
sale.
trade anything of use here? That is a lot of darkness. Would actually get us up to 1,000. Dusa and Meg are still talking to one another. That's cool. Oh, but we can't tell what they're saying. What if we get closer? It actually does seem like it gets clearer what she's saying when we get closer. Still not sure we can actually make out what it is, but that's cool. That is very cool. Yeah, this is arguably worth picking up here. I think gemstones are usually more valuable than darkness. So in some ways, I am tempted to do this. Let's give it a shot.
Take the special, please.
And then no nicks. And speak to these shades here, at least listen into them.
What's new?
Insect bite. Unfortunate. So I think, was it 1,000 or 2,000, maybe even 3,000 that we needed? This upgrade here. Oh, we're still well short of this. It is only 1,000 though. So, okay. We're getting closer. Skelly, what do you have to say?
Pal, thanks again for that nectar bottle from before. Stuff just goes right through me like you won't believe. Though I hope you're not going around giving that stuff away to every bozo you know.
Of course not, Skelly. What do you mean? But no, you're special. It's not like that.
What, Skelly? You worry something bad is going to happen if I express a bit of generosity from time to time through our somewhat illicit gift-giving custom around here?
No, I'm worried you'll be wasting your time. If you give that stuff away, don't expect to get anything back. Well, not after the first time, anyway. Usually. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
Maybe I just want to show thanks to my friends for its own sake.
Yeah, maybe we just want to show our appreciation.
Sure.
Yeah, right. Also, I think we can actually, inspect these here.
Level
I'm not
with
sure
you,
we've
pal.
done.
You have impressed somebody well above my pay grade here, and so they have a little proposition for you. You listening?
Oh, go on.
Let me guess. They want me to fight all the way through the underworld, having used the Pact of Punishment over there to make the going even more treacherous than it already is, and if I succeed, they'll reward me with some sort of useless trinket?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Wrong. We're talking something really big here, pal. You see that thing back there? Trinket. Come on, what are you, scared?
I don't know. What are we talking about here?
Yes, a little bit, if you must know.
Pact challenge revealed. Check.
I need to use the Pact on my way out.
Oh, eight heat? Activate whatever this is? Interesting. Okay. Cool. And then that does mean that, of course, we've now completed our first successful spear run. And at this point, we've done, I think, plenty successful sword runs. We have 3 of those. We have the spear. We recently did the shield. We have 1 of those. Bow. How are we looking there? We have 1 of those. What, if anything, do we have remaining? Fists? We don't have any successful fist runs yet. And then the rail, we do have 1 of those. So for that reason, I think next on our list will be the fist. As for how best to prepare ourselves for that, when, I think I've said this before, generally speaking, I think that the fists are probably my weakest weapon. So might take investing a bit of these Titan blood that we've accumulated here for dodge chance on the aspect of Zagreus or aspect of Talos for special becomes magnetic cutter. Its pull deals 20 damage. What? Magnetic cutter. Your special pulls foes in, then for 4 seconds they take more attack and cast damage. That's interesting. Otherwise, aspect of Demeter, after landing 12 strikes, your next special hits more times. Huh? Special bonus hits, 1. Okay. That one's interesting. Maybe if you were to stack a bunch of things like Hangover that you can stack multiple rounds of if you hit people numerous times, that or Chill from Demeter, that could perhaps be something worth checking out. I do also like the dodge, though, on just the aspect of Zagreus, because generally speaking, I find when I use the fists, I take a bunch of extra damage because we're in close next to enemies, and so we're vulnerable. So that is tempting. But either way, I think that'll be a question for next time. Not to mention we also have the Dark Thirst on it, so we'll get some extra darkness as well. But I think that is a question for next time. But either way, a successful run there with our first complete spear run. So that's another one we can check off our list. As for next time, looking like we're in line for another fist run here. It's going to be tough. As for how we will fare, tune in next time to find out.